Shivaya Nama Thiruchitrambalam. Welcome back to our discussion on Thiruppaatu. Historical sequence is the fourth one and verse number 2. Pinikol akkai pirappirapu ennum ithanai neekki eesan thuruvadiyinaiku thuniya vendidil solluvan kelnee anjal nenjamae vanjar mathilmoondru anikol venjilai aaluga serum aiyan vaiyagam paravinindru yethum thiniyum varpozhil Thinai Nagarul sivakolundinai sendradai manane. This particular verse, again, it follows the same pattern as giving an upadesh for the mind, or an advice to the mind. Basically, that's the same sequence. The entire padigam is written in. The second verse is also talking about the same thing, and he says, do you want to break the vicious cycle of birth and death? If you do aspire to break the vicious cycle of birth and death, all you have to do is just listen to what I say. He's actually telling his mind, yeah. So imagine it's like a conversation between Nambi Arorar, and imagine that his mind is basically we, yeah. So the souls, we are just in front of him listening to this particular Upadesh. Now what he is doing is initiating us in the path of Saivism through this padigam. Imagine that way while you are reading this, so that you will be able to relate with this more intensely rather than just reading it as a padigam. So he says, listen to me. If you want to break this vicious cycle of birth and death, all you have to do is just one thing. You know, Lord Shiva, our Isa, what he did was he burnt down the demons. There were 3 demons who were in the flying fortress. All our Shiva did was just burnt down all those 3 in a jiffy. He just burnt them down into ashes. What you have to do now is just go and take refuge in his lotus feet. He will be able to guide you properly, and that's what he says. You see, Pinikol akkai pirappirapu ennum ithanai neekki. If you want to break the vicious cycle of birth and death, all you need to do is hold on to the feet of Lord Shiva tightly. That is what he says. Thiruvadiyinaiku. Thiruvadi is nothing but the lotus feet. Just you have to go and surrender yourself to the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. When you do that, you know what will happen? You will be easily able to get rid of this fear. Don't worry. There will nothing be called, you won't have anything called as fear. You won't be able to witness anything called as fear, because you know what? All these are going to be easily broken down. So he says, don't worry, all these are going to be easily broken down, because he was able to burn down the flying demon's fortress itself into ashes just like that. All you have to do is just take refuge in his beautiful feet. And you know who is he? He is in the form of a fireball, basically a mountain of fire. He lives, or he resides, in the place called as Thinai Nagar. All you have to do is just go to that place, totally surrender yourself with his magnificent fire. He will be able to burn down our ignorance, our aanavam also, into ashes, so that he can easily be able to take us under his control itself. That is what today's verse is all about. I'll come back again with the next verse very soon. Until then, Shivaya Nama Thiruchitrambalam.